All right, let's be real. We all have to make tough calls with our money, every single day. Doesn't matter if it's for your business or just in your own life. You've only got so much to go around, and you want to make sure you're getting the absolute best result. But how do you actually know you're making the right call?
Okay, picture this. You're running a business, and you've got some extra cash. What do? Do you pour it into a big, flashy marketing campaign to get new customers knocking on your door? Or do you buy that shiny new piece of equipment that'll make everything you do faster and cheaper? One's about growth, the other's about efficiency. So, what's the move?
And that's the real problem, isn't it? It feels like you're trying to compare apples and oranges. These are two totally different things with totally different outcomes. And without some kind of common ruler to measure them both, you're basically just guessing. And let's be honest, guessing with your money is a recipe for disaster.
But what if there was a way to translate both the apple and the orange into one single universal language of value? Well, there is. And it's one of the most powerful yet simple tools in the entire world of finance. So let's meet our hero for today, return on investment. You probably know it as ROI.
So what is this thing, really? At its heart, ROI is a beautifully simple idea. It's just a way to measure how much bang you got for your buck. It cuts right through all the noise and directly compares the money you made, your profit, to the money you had to spend to make it. It gives you one clean, clear picture of how well your money worked for you.
And the math? Don't worry, it's about as simple as it gets. You just take your net profit, divide it by what the investment originally cost you, and then multiply that by 100 to get a percentage. That single number, that percentage, is your ROI. And that's the magic that lets you compare any two investments, no matter how different they seem on the surface.
Okay, enough with the theory. Theory is great, but let's get our hands dirty and see how this thing actually works in the real world. We're going to look at two super common but very different scenarios: buying real estate and investing in the stock market.
Now this is where things get really interesting. Check this out. Just by changing one number, what you consider the investment cost, the whole story changes. If you use the full price of the house as your cost, you get a solid 33% ROI. Not bad. But if you only count the money that came directly out of your pocket, your down payment, because the rest was a loan, boom, your ROI suddenly skyrockets to 71%. That's the power of leverage, and it's a perfect example of why you always need to ask, what are we actually counting as the investment here?
All right, so what about stocks? The basic idea is exactly the same, but there's one little detail that tons of people forget about. Your total gain isn't just the final price minus what you paid. You've also got to remember to add in any dividends, those little cash payouts you got along the way. If you forget to include those, you're literally not counting all your winnings, and you're shortchanging your own results.
So, at this point, you're probably thinking ROI is this perfect, magical tool. It's simple, it's universal, it's incredibly powerful. But here's the catch. Like any hero, ROI has a weakness. And if you rely on it blindly, well, it can lead you down a very, very dangerous path.
I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it? If one investment has a 50% ROI and another one has a 20% ROI, you pick the 50%. End of story. Case closed, right? Well, what if I told you that's not always the smartest move?
And this right here is the perfect example of the ROI paradox. On one side, you've got a company like Uber, which for years was famously losing money on every single ride, yet investors were lining up to pour billions of dollars into it. Its immediate ROI was negative. On the other side, you have a small local restaurant that runs a tiny marketing campaign and gets a mind-blowing 4,381% ROI. So why on earth would smart people pour money into the losing venture and not the one with the crazy high return?
This quote from Gary Vaynerchuk absolutely nails it. It's because the I in ROI, the investment, isn't always about immediate cash profit. For Uber's investors, the investment wasn't in today's profits. It was an investment in total market domination, in building a global brand. They were betting on the long-term goal of owning the future. They were investing in scale, not short-term cash.
And this reveals ROI's critical blind spots. You see, ROI is just a snapshot in time, and it completely ignores some massive factors. It has no idea if a return took 1 year or 10 years to achieve. It doesn't measure how much risk you had to take to get that return, and it definitely can't measure all that important stuff you can't just put a price tag on, like building a killer brand reputation or having super happy and productive employees.
Let's just zoom in on that time factor for a second, because it's probably the easiest trap to fall into. On paper, a 50% ROI looks way better than a 40% ROI. But if it takes you 5 years to get that 50%, your actual return per year is only 10%. That other investment, the one that looked worse, it's actually 4 times more powerful because you get all 40% in just 1 year. Getting your money back faster is a huge, huge advantage.
So what are we saying here? That ROI is useless? No way, absolutely not. You just have to be smart about how you use it. Think of it this way. ROI isn't the final answer, it's the thing that helps you start asking the right questions. It's the start of a much more interesting conversation about what value really means.
Here is the absolute best way to think about it. ROI is like the nutritional label on a box of food. It gives you standardized, vital information, calories, fat, protein. It's awesome for making a quick comparison between 2 different items on the shelf. But that label doesn't know you. It doesn't know if you're a marathon runner or if you just need a quick snack. It can't tell you if that food is actually healthy for your specific goals.
So here's the game plan, your key takeaways. From now on, use ROI as your starting point, but never, ever as the final word. The second you see an ROI number, it should be your trigger to ask more questions. Number 1, over how long? Number 2, how risky is it? And number 3, what about the other stuff, the intangibles? Does this help our brand? Does it make our team better? Answering those questions is how you make truly smart decisions.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. The next time you have a big decision to make, in your business or just in your life, don't just ask about the financial return. Ask yourself, what's the return on my time, on my strategy, on my long-term happiness? Because that is the true return on investment.